Hello Gambia, your television experience is about to be transformed to the next level. Enjoy amazing features with the new DTT decoder by XCAF. Watch television in high definition and excellent sound quality. Watch Gambian channels such as GRTS, QTV, Star TV, Paradise TV and MTA with one decoder, all for free. That's not all. For a monthly subscription of $510, you get 60 international channels from your favorite football leagues, news, African movies, telenovelas, cartoons and much more. Get the decoder for $2,040, which comes with free installation, 24/7 customer and technical support all year round, and 1 month free subscription for only $510 thereafter. Get the decoder at XCAF Gambia, located at Hendon Court Building, former Dream Park, Senegambia, or through approved dealers. For more info, call 446-1060 or 446-1061. The world is at your fingertips with the XCAF DTD decoder.
Falindir balle bina sotola alka television jube nyameng Escaf Gambia ye DTT decoder kutamal lenati dameng alse GRTS QTV Star TV Paradise TV ani MTA be soto min na natalol anin kuma kangol be senearing lew andung ite fenjola DTT decoder akasan dalasi wuli fula ani dalasi tanani dronga andung ibe sola karikilina ye bantala bankol la channel jama jube andung ite kodi wo kodi jola ni la fitaka kontine ka min siata ye channel tan woro la jube katake ye subscribe wolom kari wo kari ibe dalasi kemelulu ani dalasi tan donne jola ise football league channelol be jube news African movies telenovela film dima balu musical ani cartoon pour dindingol alta DTT decoder sang Escaf la showroom mimbe Senegambia wotumo Dream Park be dame warang ila agentol minul be banko kan ani kumandi 446-1060 446-1061.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Gunjul News Online viewers, welcome to another edition of Straight Talk with Sulayman Ben Suwareh. Ben, welcome. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? I can't hear Ben. Ben, can you hear me? No, sir. Yeah, so Ben is going to come back. Welcome to another edition of Daily COVID-19 Update Straight Talk with Ben. We will be reviewing past events in the past week, that is burning issues of the past weeks. And as you know, last week, there is never a dull moment in the Gambia these days, but much more last week. There are a lot of talking events. Ben will be throwing light on those. But before then, I will give you our daily updates about COVID-19, which is showing no sign of slowing down. In fact, still Africa is behind the curve, which is not a good news. But if you look at countries like Ivory Coast, Senegal, the numbers coming out there from there. Ben, can you hear me now? Hello? Hello? It seems we have a sound a problem with Ben. Okay, I'll try to call Ben and see. Hello, Ben. Can you hear me? Hello? No, I need to call him. Yeah, so hello, Ben. Yeah, so guys, sorry about this. We have issues with sounds coming from Ben's end. Um, yeah, so as I said, guys, hello, hello, Ben. Okay, so while we try to sort out this sound problem with Ben. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, Mariam Salah. Sorry for this little delay. We have sound problem with Ben. He can hear me, but I can't hear him. So we try to sort out. I'm not sure if Jamme can intervene here and help us. He's more familiar with these things than myself. Ben, maybe you have to go out and come back in again. Okay, he's coming and going. I don't know, but it's something to do with your connection there. Yeah, so while Ben, we try to sort out that connection. I was telling you, COVID-19 is not going anytime soon. In fact, we have to find a way of living alongside it. But the good news is, if you look at the case of Europe, that means, thank you, Musa Sumare. If you look at the example of Europe, how they deal with it, that means it is possible, to live alongside COVID-19, and also, we can beat the curve, flatten it actually, and manage it. You've seen Europe now, the pubs are opening, they even start gigs and all that, and the numbers are definitely down, and they are keeping them down. So that's a very, very good news. Hello, Ben. Hello. Hello. Okay, Ben. Yeah, the sound is there now. You wanna? Hello, Ben.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly now.
Okay.
I can hear
Okay,
you.
we're okay now.
Yeah. So
Okay,
Ben,
should be okay now.
Quickly introduce yourself to our new viewers to Good News Online, and then we will proceed. Okay.
Okay, I am Suleiman Ben Suwareh, normally on the Fatu Network or presenting the program Gambia Way Forward. I am originally from Bakau and I've been living in the United Kingdom for a while now. Good afternoon, assalamu alaikum to all the viewers.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ben, for that brilliant introduction of yourself. And once again, thank you. We appreciate your precious time to come and join us here. But I know you will say you don't need it because you're doing it for the country. But at the same time, I think Gunjur News Online viewers are grateful for your time to give brilliant analysis of issues that are happening in the Gambia. So as usual, I will give a brief update about COVID-19, and then we shall proceed. And the topics I want you to set light on, this section 91, our parliamentarians repeal, where they selfish, they don't consider the chairmans and councillors, and also UDP and Sirifo Sonko Saka is a national issue now because the entire West Coast region is in limbo. So we need to talk about that also. And also the endless state of emergency, even though COVID-19 is on the increase, but why the president is doing everything unilaterally. And finally, if we have time, what is going on at DTB? This vital industry is, a lot of confusion there, and the Gambians will want to know what is going on at the GTB. So our esteemed viewers, as you know, COVID-19 introduced itself to us in 2019, December 2019 to be exact. And since then, 12,277,178 people are infected. But it's worth noting that the first 1 million people infection we have take 3 months for it to happen. But now, in less than 1 week, between 11 million and 12 million is only 3 days. So the situation is completely out of hand. If we are honest, I'm not going to. I'm not trying to create unnecessary alarm, but the situation with COVID-19 is out of hand. And the most worrying part is we are becoming to be numbed. Like people are used to these numbers, the number of new infections, the number of deaths. And because we are becoming numb on it, the politicians are trying to capitalize to push their agendas. As we know, this is an election year in America. So Trump, the economy is take a real battering because of this pandemic, and he's trying to recover the economy so that he can use it to sell his re-election agenda to the people. Number of people recovered, number of dead so far stand at 554,501 people, and number of cases that recovered is 7,143,563. That's the good news about this pandemic. If you have it, your 80% chances of living, and if you live, you will develop an immunity. How long that immunity will last, still we don't know. That's the problem with COVID-19. Still, the situation with this virus is very fluid. Every day you have new information, and that is dictating what WHO is trying to do. So people are saying, well, WHO don't know what they are doing. They know what they are doing. This is a living virus that nobody knows before December 2019. So anything about it is new. That's why they will advise this next minute or next day. They will say, no, that we are not sure about that. It's all their advice and information is based on proper research. So we should trust them. So currently, number of people with infection stands at 4,579,114, and out of that, 99% of the current infection are in mild condition. Only 1% are seriously or critically ill, and that is 58,208. But past 24 hours across the world, 121,149 new cases were recorded, and 3,304 new deaths recorded past 24 hours alone. That is the world total. America recorded 26,006 new cases and 419 deaths. Brazil recorded 11,083 and 300 deaths, and India recorded 25,144 new cases and 478 deaths. And Russia recorded 6,509 cases and 176. So currently, the countries that are very, very close to the Gambia, and as long as those numbers continue to rise, we are not out of the woods yet. Past 24 hours, Ivory Coast recorded 310 new cases and 11,504 total so far they recorded. Senegal recorded 127 new cases, and so far they recorded 7,784 cases. Guinea-Conakry so far recorded 5,697 cases, and past 24 hours they don't record any new numbers. Mauritania recorded 63 new cases, and so far they registered 5,087 cases. Mali recorded 12 new cases, and so far they recorded 2,370 cases. Guinea-Bissau recorded 1,790 total. Past 24 hours, they don't have any new cases. and Sierra Leone recorded 1,584 cases so far, and past 24 hours, they recorded 12 new cases. Burkina Faso, just like Gambia, recorded 2 new cases each. So the COVID is here, and as in line with WHO predictions, we are still at behind the peak or behind the curve. The worst is still to happen in our part of the world. So that's why we have to be very, very vigilant. We still have to be washing our hands. We still have to observe our physical distancing. What we can afford for politicians to use COVID-19 and play politics with it. Then welcome to another show of COVID, another straight talk on Gunjur News Online.
Thank you, Ahmad, for giving me the opportunity again.
Yeah, Ben, I think we can be here for another 6 hours. We can't review all what is happening in the Gambia, but I think, but I think we take the important ones. Might be they are not actually the most important, but we know this Section 91, our parliamentarians repealed sometimes back, which give them job security, but it was never extended to the chairmans or the mayors or the councillors. And now Sirifo Sonko is a victim of that Local Government Act provision because he's expelled. That means he's out of job. What do you think of a parliamentarian? Were they selfish or self-centered, or it was just an oversight?
Actually, it was not an oversight. And this is the disappointment. That's why I'm totally against all the parliamentarians. And why am I holding all of them into account? Is we all knew about the bad laws in the statutory books. That's been, in fact, most of those laws came later part of Jammeh regime, when Jammeh realized that he was becoming unpopular, and he designed laws that would protect him. Now, what have we found out? That parliamentarians can in fact bring private members' bill. Why in almost 4 years, no parliamentarian have ever brought in a private members' bill to repel the laws that were meant for Jammeh entrenchment. And that goes for the opposition, and that goes for the people that the parliamentarians that support the government. This is one reason here. When we fell out from the MOU, I think we still should have looked at the national interest. Today, the law that they're trying to use on Mahdi Jobate, that law could have been repelled if the parliamentarians were serious. The law that Section 91 they're talking about, it could have been extended without discrimination, could have been done. They could have sponsored a private member bill that would enable diasporans to vote, to be law, enable an environment for diasporans to vote. But they never bothered to do that. When what they did was they accepted the executive to do things that they want to do. When the executive came in, what laws did they change? They changed the age limit to give them opportunity to serve as vice president and to run as president in case the opportunity arises in within the transition. See, there are so many. They went for any law that supports the position of the president. Now, the Public Order Act. It was due to this Public Order Act that Solo Sene was killed. It was due to this Public Order Act that the lawyer Dabo and the executive and other people went to prison. Now, did they ever bother or attempt to sponsor a private member bill? No, they still did not even bother to attempt to put a private member bill for any of these bad laws. Now, that's why I've seen the bill, this private member bills, as an opportunist. Because it's not about the national interest, it's about serving someone's interest. Yes, if you look at the merit of the law, it's about, but why today? Why not yesterday?
The timing.
Why today? We know. And now, this is the problem we have with politicians. They all will tell you that they are looking after the national interest. But we all know that most politicians, and at times, yes, most of the time they might even look at the national interest, but at times they look narrowly and try to justify it, but they look at their party interest. I think politicking is going on, and it's only politicking that's going on in there. But to say that the bill was selfish, to say it was selfish, the bill was meant for one purpose only. Why they never talk about this bill months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago? Why did they not bring along with that bill other discriminated laws that are in the country? But they never bothered about this thing. About why the same parliament never sponsored a bill to deal with the previous judgment issues. They never do that. Now this is to tell Gambians that if we want real change, we have to step up on the plate. The establishment itself, and if I say the establishment, I don't mean only Adama Barrow and his government, but the political establishment itself is not fit for purpose. We need to infuse new, fresh blood of Gambians into the system in order to bring about change. And we cannot stand back and watch our politicians playing the national interest against the party interest or individual interest. This is a disgrace that we are here today. Almost 4 years into government, we are talking about bills that could have been repealed in the first week of coming to law. I am asking again, we have this issue about the Jammeh's properties. Why no parliamentarian is sponsoring the Paris member bill so that we can have a resolution that Yahya Jammeh can stand for trial anywhere that he is. But today, if we can't find that resolution, Yahya Jammeh is free as any other citizen. We can accuse him as much as we want. He will be treated as a retired head of state. And he doesn't deserve that title. And it's to the parliamentarians. And these have proven again that it's not to the president to change laws, it's to the people to change laws. And that people, they have represented parliamentarians. I am asking Gambians to make sure their parliamentarians serve their interests and not serve the interests of an executive, regardless of which executive, whether it's the party executive or the president as the national executive. And another thing about this issue here is, and this partisanship. Why is these politicians are not calling for inter-party dialogue? Now this is compromising. Now we have seen the IEC is different into their executing their duty, and I have been warning against this. Until the politicians come together to build the pillars of democracy, until the politicians come together to make sure we have a credible elections, the Gambia is likely to be divided, and the Gambia will continue to be divided, and that will destabilize our country and will lose our democracy.
Yeah, Ben, the mere thought of Yahya Jammeh still indemnified, really struck fear into me, and I believe most Gambians are. But why our politicians are not talking in these lines? Well, are not thinking in these lines, And also, you talk about inter-party dialogue, but the division we have seen in the parliament, which are exacerbated by these ongoing debates, where are we heading? What do you think the implication of this in our real democratization?
Ahmad, I keep on saying this. In governance, we have three sectors. We have the public sector, we have the private sector, and we have the civil society. And to no fault of the civil society, because we came out from a dictatorship, and we know what dictator does. Disorganizes society itself. And what we have in the civil society, yes, the individuals in civil society still have the heart and the spirit, but they are disorganized. And it was part of the reform agendas to make sure society is nurtured in order for society to be established and to be in order. And if society is established and in order, the testimony of that, you'll have a organized civil society groups. We don't have that. And now we have a political class. that have completely been dysfunctional, political class that is completely immature, political class that completely serve as unsophisticated blood. Now this country is just, spiraling downhill until rest of the Gambians stand up to make sure we show up the incompetence in governance for itself. I'm not saying incompetence in the government. I'm saying incompetence in governance. We need to see a responsible private sector. We need to see a vibrant opposition. We need to see a vibrant, civil society movement in the country in order to guarantee the change that we fought for. But in this case, we are divided as ever, and you can see now the executive is emboldened, trying to get to stifle the freedoms of its citizens by trying to get Madi Jabate as part of the civil society organization. This is something we should be conscious about. That this is where we are today, and it's not looking good at all. I am disappointed that our politicians cannot be matured enough to sit on the table to negotiate. When warring factions are sitting on tables and negotiating, but this Gambia opposition cannot see themselves as one. I am not calling for Gambian opposition to build a coalition for election. It's not time to call for that. What I'm calling for now is Gambian opposition to be responsible, to know that by engaging each other on the table, that will bring stability in the country. But how does it guarantee that stability? It's to improve governance. How does it improve governance? It's to make sure the democratic process is followed, and make sure the executive is held to check, and the institutions that are to deliver the elections are fit for purpose. But it's unfortunate that's not the case today.
Yeah, thank you very much. Just quickly, quick answer to this one. Don't you think this division we've seen in the parliament between these different political parties or opposition parties, augurs well with President Barrow? It might even give him the chance, to sweep the polls in 2021.
And actually, it's not.
Okay.
The problem is President Barrow lacked the sophistication.
Okay.
To pull it off.
Yeah.
He lacked the sophistication. He lacked the team that would have the sophistication to pull it off. Because of what? The level of corruption in the country, that is what is going to kill that country off. Barrow is corrupt. This cabinet is absolutely corrupt. Barrow is absolutely corrupt. Corruption is rampant in that country in every sector and every level. And in a country that is, what is more likely, Ahmad, it's the country being destabilized. Because remember, we have ticking time bombs, as always said. We have many issues. The corruption, look at the corruption with land issues.
Yeah.
You think that that cannot be a catalyst to destabilization?
Yeah,
look at the corruption and the lack of creation of jobs. Look at the population of youths. You think that cannot be catalyst for destabilization? Yeah. Look at the corruption to the extent of President Barrow failed to do the armed forces security sector reform. You think that cannot be catalyst for the destabilization?
Very much.
Look at the corruption to the impact of corruption in economic development. Look at the impact of corruption in the COVID response. All these things are catalysts to be for destabilization. But it's for us. I don't want to put blames and not prescribe solution. It is to us Gambians. There's a solution to this. And it's to us Gambians, especially those Gambians that say that I don't subscribe to politics. I don't want to be part of politics. This is the Gambians. This is for Gambians who are influential, who have the time and have a little bit of knowledge and wisdom to step up and make sure that the establishment is held to account.
Yeah, Ben, thank you very much for ending in that on that note. We're jumping to the next. But just to say, politics, you might not be aligned to any political parties now, and looking at what is happening, with our opposition, I think you whoever is not right now aligned to any political party, you are vindicated. But to say you're not taking an active part in politics, that means you are handing over your future to idiots and selfish people. And we've seen that selfishness manifesting itself in our parliaments. Then coming to C4 Sonko, that's the burning issue of the day, and these concern UDP. But, the West Coast people are suffering. This guy was incompetent, why he was voted in the first place. And now this brouhaha is seen no sign of abating, because as you said, IEC is dithering now. So this might take like another 1 year or whatever. But the West Coast region, nothing is happening. These guys bought trucks and they've never been used. In fact, I understand the trucks have been collected again. So what's going on? What do you think? Do you think UDP handled this well, or what do you think is the fate of the people of West Coast region? What can we do as people? Because we are paying our taxes while these people fight.
I am disappointed with UDP that they're not strategic in the way they approach things.
Yeah.
Ahmed, if you are a stakeholder, if you are a political party, you have to be very strategic how you deal with things.
Yeah.
And you are not to be as perceived or to be seen doing things out of emotion. You have to be seen to be doing things from a strategic point of view. C4 Sonko, it's a making of the UDP. And it's something that UDP should accept, that they calculated and they presented the wrong person as a candidate. And you can remember, it was not an easy option to put C4 on this thing, on the ballot. Yeah. They fought over it. Yeah. I cannot remember now what the dynamics were, but I know they fought over it. Now, if it comes out to be a disappointment, I think should have been strategy. What could have been done? I would have prescribed to say that at this moment, when it's about less than 2 years to go for elections, and let's just say the most important elections will be presidential to determine what's going to happen. And if you go to remove C4, it will be seen as a vendetta. It will be seen as vendetta. Again, this was a miscalculation. When the UDP had power in parliament, when they were united in parliament, I think they should have made sure that every law that was bad was amended or withdrawn from the bill. Then this thing would not have happened. Then there could have been a recall position. Because I empathize with the position that you cannot elect someone, and that person decided to have another priority, which not the priority. Yes, but again, the most important part is the people. Even though it's the party that put him up, it was the people that voted him. Some of the people might have voted for him, not because of the UDP. Probably he was by the option. Now, that's why the democratic way was to make sure that when they go for an amendment, to make sure every elected member of parliament and as the president is, it can be impeached and position withdrawn. And if they could have taken that route, would have been right. But now it becomes a battle between personalities. It becomes a battle between, now people are not seeing the things you are talking out here is not something that come out. If I was going to approach it for the UDP, I was not going to ask for him to, I was not going to sack him. I was going to leave. I can even sack him, and I will not go pursue for him to be withdrawn. What I would do is strategize to expose, to hold him accountable. In holding him accountable, either he performs and I'll be vindicated, or he fails, I'll be vindicated, and by elections, I will have a candidate that will be proven right. But by taking this route, what does it create? It's just a tension that is created. They are not talking about, I remember seeing him going to China for those vehicles. The procurement around the vehicles is not clear. Nobody's talking about it. That's why I say, if you're operating strategically, what you do is you expose the evidence. You bring out the facts and inform the people, and people would then take an informed decision on it. But if you pick on from the top trying to go for the gentleman himself, what would be seen as a party political issue. It's not about efficiency, effectiveness, or democratic process. I think it's a miscalculation, especially when they first attempted, they did a bad job. When they did a bad job, they came back. And they said, what is trying to tell people is what is the motivation behind this? But how much is it done to expose the incompetence? How much did it done to expose the corruption and to get the people around? If you could have galvanized people to stand up and people to ask for his withdrawal. People ask for his withdrawal rather than to go the other way. I am not in support of the manner they did it. It's right. I think what they did is right. But strategically, I think it's wrong.
Yeah, Ben, since you said you mentioned motivation, I'm going to push you back on that.
Yeah.
Do you think if Sirifo is still loyal to UDP, he will be sacked? Even though it is clear the guy is not up to his job, he's incompetent.
No.
Okay,
and
so
the reason
Gambians,
any reason advance here, Ahmad, we all know that the reason advance, it's because of he have betrayed and he have aligned himself with Barrow to the extent of adopting Barrow's surname as part of his name. And this is I think that's why I said people would be divided because of the issue. It's not about his delivery. Issue is not about his incompetence. Issue is not about corruption. But the issue here, they are making it as that he betrayed the party. Now he has to pay to betray the party. Now this is why you ask the question. The argument is, if he had not betrayed the party, would he still be in office? Would he still be in office? I know that they are making comparison to Mr. Bensouda. They're making comparison to Banjul City Council. But again, that's not a good way to do things. I mean, can we look at KMC in entirety to see how much improvement KMC have? Can we look at the revenue? Can we look at the investment? Can we look at the due process on procurement? Those are the things we should do. Banjul is excellent. No. Can we do the same diagnosis? If you want comparison have to be done apple for apple or orange to
orange.
Yeah, this would be totally unfair. The guy is completely incompetent. The guy is probably corrupt because I didn't have time to diagnose this thing. But I know from incompetent people in office, most likely they become corrupt. And people to understand corruption. It's not theft only, that's corruption. Corruption is allowing theft and misappropriation of funds and powers to take course under your control. And if you are incompetent, you will not be able to determine or control the impropriety within your jurisdiction. And I'll come back to that. This is my point. The reason I am holding on to corruption as my campaign agenda right now. This is one effective way to educate the people or educate each other in order for us to see what we losing out here. I think we should rather take facts and evidence and use it as a campaign tool rather than take the personalities as a campaign.
Yeah, thank you, Ben. I'll respond to one of the commentators. He said, Mr. Ben, I think UDP do the right thing because Sonko is not delivering. I think you are in the same page with Ben. The way they went about it, that was the issue he was discussing. Not whether the guy is incompetent anyway. He's not delivering. That is a fact, But would he be sad if he is still loyal to UDP? That was the question. I don't think he will be. Ben, state of emergencies. We know how it goes. I've seen Halifa wrote to the executive so that Aissatou Toure can come and explain why the president declared 3 consecutive state of emergency unilaterally. And immediately after that, I saw on Ongol Sidi Sane's timeline, the Gambia Bar Association also wrote to him, questioning that. What do you think Barrow is trying to do here?
Ahmad, I hate saying that I said this before. I hate saying that I said this before. When COVID started, I said the COVID would be used by Barros and people, because I knew that they strategized on that. Remember, it took them time to come out. And people are wondering why the president not coming out, why the government coming out. By then, I knew about the strategy, their strategic group. They're starting to see how they can use the COVID as an opportunity. Because already Barrow was suffering. They could not build a political party. I was the first person to say Barrow didn't have a political party, and I'm vindicated again. Now, they tried to use the COVID as a political tool to politicize the COVID intervention. They tried to use the COVID as an opportunity to raise political capital and to raise capital political funds and to suppress the opposition and civil society for them to have a free hand to move on. Now, this is what Barrow have, and this is what have been proven from every angle. We have seen the corruption, we have seen the incompetence, and we have seen the politicization of the emergency. You ask yourself, why did Barrow have the audacity? Gambians will always have that. Why did Barrow have the audacity to completely abuse his power? Again, I will blame us, Gambians. And if I blame us, especially I blame the politicians. You just said Halifa went to the parliament. The most effective way to hold the executive, if the executives have seen effectiveness in parliament. You see, I think if before any party or any parliamentarian to take to a certain stand, I think what they should call is to call for the inter-party dialogue first. They should come and take common issues. This is a clear cut, and the president is in fact using the national emergency. Abusing it, we can destabilize the country. We all know it's been politicized. Why can't the politicians come together and take a united stand in this? Then the president will not have capacity to do the extension. Most of the extension done after the first 21 days was legal. After the 21 days, every extension was done illegal. Do you know why? First, an issue like national emergency, you cannot just write to the Gazette and send a press statement. You, president, have to update the nation on the conditions on why the national emergency has been extended. The president has to not delegate anybody. The president has to come and address the people, the reason why the national emergency has been declared or why the national emergency has been extended. And the president has to, not just to say that all the other conditions, regulations stay. No. That is not, it's not right. If the emergency is extended, it's extended for a reason. And the people responsible, the stakeholders, to tell us the reason why we need an extension. And because of this, either more regulations are put in place or less regulations are, or some regulations are withdrawn. It has to be managed. As you said, it's true, we are living with COVID. But, and we have to live with COVID for a long time. We have to have a strategy and to make sure we have measures that will help us until a vaccine or anything else comes into play. But Ahmed, today, the source of the infection, the spread of infection is coming on, is imported by SN Brussels. It's imported by SN
That's
Brussels.
right.
Why did the government allow SN Brussels to come in and now still saying that they are putting restriction on people's movement or restricting the other part of the economy? It doesn't make sense.
I don't get it.
For some reason we don't know. I know they're not testing that much, but it seems the virus was not spreading. Within the population, but it seems that most of it is either coming from Senegal or essence Brussels is bringing in. Why can't we do something about that? The president have been using this COVID extension for political reasons, because one thing, the president is scared of the mobilization that UDP does when they do their political rallies. The president cannot match the UDP on political rally. Now the president is trying to build onto that. That's why during this emergency, you have seen the NPP in Gunjur, NPP in Bakau, NPP in Bansang, NPP in Badibu, and they're trying to They trying to build a base. And this is again a vindication when I said they never had a party. Now they're trying to build a party. What they're trying to do is to tie people's hand behind their back, politicians behind their back, so that they will have a free reign in forming their party, which is just tells you how inconsiderate Barrow is. He would rather risk the life of Gambians, rather risk the economy of the Gambia in order to govern. And that is only a dictator that will think like that. Now it's up to Gambians again to stand up to make sure this is right. And I am in support of an impeachment. I am in support of holding Barrow to account. But as I said, as a strategist, whenever you approach something, you have to be very strategic about it. If we want anything to successful, you know the vote they did with the Local Government Act. That was a test to tell you, if they continue this way, we will never win a legislative change on Barrow if Barrow doesn't want it. Because I've done the counts. Last week, I explained the counts, the way it works. You have the group called the independent group. This is the people that left the UDP. Now you have the Ahmadba group. Now you have one person in GDC, and you might have two people in APRC, and you have about 3 nominated members. What this tells you that they don't count. You can never have the required number to impeach him. But again, let me remind people, impeachment is not only to take the president out of the thing. It's to hold him accountable. It's important to take the route, take the process, and exhaust the process so that Gambians will learn from it, so that it will not be easy to president just to do things. I support impeachment, but the strategy has to be right. And for the strategy to be right, a political party in parliament should be bold enough to invite the rest of the political parties for an inter-party, to write to them privately and announce that they are invited. If this fail to show, and then that would show where their priorities are, what their interests are. Because it's the interest of Gambia today for us to have an inter-party discourse. And this is involving the NPP itself and any other party that's in that country. This is through this discourse that we can hold the government accountable, we can hold ourselves accountable, and we can maintain the peace and stability of that country. And so that the democratic institutions will be built. And so that the institutions of democracy, the IEC and others can be put in check and make sure they are effective in delivering a credible election.
Very much. Before we go to our final points, I'm going to put you back to you again. Mamburenjai again is out with his hat asking for like 15 billion, I think. Don't you think he's trying to boost their campaign kitty? And the timing also, we've never been so distracted again when he came again and trying to push, for this agenda, just like the Jomo syndrome we once discussed here. Because I don't think Gambians have never been so distracted. Then this guy came, he said he won 15 billion again.
Yeah, this, you see, once Bambure or Barrow government is on, then don't expect anything to be done right. And they have exhausted the 1 billion. The corporate billion they have exhausted, and we have not seen an evidence of that. We have not seen an evidence of that. Ahmad, why are we paying for quarantine in private hotels? Why are we doing that? That's a way of, why are we paying that much for quarantine? We are not paying for hotel guests. It's not luxury, not a la carte, not everything else. It's people have been locked up in rooms and to be served food. And in the duration of their quarantine,
without not even a fridge.
Nothing. And during the duration of their quarantine, even their rooms are not clean. They have to live it like that until they leave. And just tell you why. It's everything they do is to rob this country. And I'll say it here again. You know the money. You know the money collected from sales of Jamaican assets. was put in a recovery account in the central bank.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that
Okay.
account is empty today. Can politicians go and find out where is that money gone? Can politicians find out where that money gone? I said that account is empty. I collaborated this evidence. I collaborated the source. Now this 15 million, is it for the the presidential library or this thing? Is it for that? What's the 15 million for?
Yeah.
Okay. You see,
That's
again,
supplementary appropriation bill, yeah. Just all supplementary, all that, to be honest with you. So it's not even that specific. And he even got the figures on. That's why they asked him to go back and come back again.
It's only another spending spree. What you have to remember is, in his expenditure items list, he told us that he spent millions in school feeding when schools are closed. Remember, he spent millions. He said he spent millions on travel, and he tried to justify this travel to say that servicemen traveling up country and paying allowance.
Where are they going? You know,
I mean, and he will come and give the statement and get away with it.
Yes.
He comes and gives the statement and get away with it. Anything he presents here, until this government is taken out of power, anything they do is for self. Anything they do is for self.
Yeah. Then we have 7 minutes, and GTV, Gambia Tourism Board. You know, everything it seems to be upside down. In 5 minutes, what can you tell? What is happening on Gambia Tourism Board?
This is very important, and I'm going to take a little bit more than 5 minutes because I want to explain this.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Now, this is a testimony of the level of corruption in that country. And the indications are that the president is part of it, because it's not the Gambia Tourism Board have the problem, it's the entire Ministry of Tourism. And if this level of corruption is on the, rampant corruption is happening in one ministry, and the president didn't do anything about it because of the president is encouraging it for a reason. Now, let's look at it this way. Why would Ahmed have the audacity, have the courage to be this corrupt, and abuse his powers in this manner? Because of Ahmed and the presidents are one. They are in the same camp. One, any corruption that Ahmed is involved in, the president have a share of it. And the way it works is the permanent secretary in cabinet, called Ibrahim Sise. That's the person that have the hold the interest. That's the gatekeeper for the president. This where the directive goes in, and they do their corruption. Now the kickback.
Just for a minute, I want to interject. Does this Ibrahim Sise have any blood relation with the chief protocol at the State House?
No. This Ibrahim Sise is relative to Fatou Sise, the ambassador at large. He's a brother to Fatou.
Okay, but not the Fatou Sise at the Barrow Youth Movement, right?
Yeah, that's
because that is related.
Yeah, that's the brother.
Then they are related. Then they are related, because that one is related to the.
I don't know if Fatou Sise was related to the other Sise. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. You know.
Yeah, this is Kabudu. It's a Kabudu. The government is a Kabudu. Okay, now the other reason why Ahmed Ba is getting away with what he does is because of Barrow is expecting Ahmed Ba to match his party into the NPP. And now Gambians will suffer for the corruption and abuse of power and wrecking our industry. Now, the corruption in the place, again, you have the longest serving permanent secretary under one ministry in this government. And it happens that that permanent secretary husband is the director of accounts and administration for the major sector in the tourist thing, which is the Gambia Tourism Board. That is completely conflict of interest, Ahmed. I think if the permanent secretary was ethical, would have rescued herself and said that I should be moved to another ministry. I should not work my husband should not work directly under me, and where he has the strings and I have the policies. That is completely conflict of interest. That given to it. The other thing is the allegations are backed with evidence. Because when I saw the allegations, I made sure I went through my sources. And Ahmad, I have a drawer full of evidence on tourism here. I published some of them. The others I cannot, because they are from the president's office and they are minutes. And those minutes will lead to my source. I didn't want that to happen. This is the only reason. This is the only reason I didn't publish everything. I published the ones that cannot be traced back to my source. I mean,
so these ones are classified ones, right?
These are classified. They are limited. They have limited visibility. But the ones I think have a wide visibility. This is the reason. And this is what I found out, that the president's aware of these allegations, and in fact, part of the transaction, the president, took part in it. The president benefited from this through Ahmad Ba and the cabinet secretary. That's why I'm pointing to the cabinet secretary. But Ahmad, just look at one of the corruptions that happened there. A gentleman called Mr. Tal, a private businessman. Mr. Tal is a Gambian businessman, happened to apply for a piece of land, and he paid everything that is required. I think he paid the application fee. He paid for the processing fee, $500 dollars or something. But he paid the levy. The levy, which goes to 3.6 million. Again, that's the levy, tourism levy, 3.6 million. 5% of the investment, and the investment was 72 million. What he wanted was a multi-purpose center that would have different things going on. I don't know exactly what, but it's a multi-mix dwelling. Okay, the same land was later given, was not given to him. He has done everything on board. And to show how determined this gentleman is, the gentleman decided to sue the tourism board now. He sued the tourism board to the courts. Because if he had allowed to bribe them, obviously he would have what he wanted. Because he refused the bribery. That must be the only reason. That same land was given to an Indian company. And that Indian company investment was less than what Mr. Tal, a Gambian businessman, wants to invest. The Indian company was investing 60 million. That's what they said. 60 million. That's 12 million, less than what the Gambian businessman was going to invest. That's one thing. Two, the Indian guy failed to pay the levy in full. He is paying the levy in installment. What did that tell you? Probably the Indian guy doesn't have the money, in fact, to do the investment. He's going to hold on to that land. Now, if you contrast the investment the Indian man is going to do and the Gambian guy, the Indian man just wanted a shopping center. He's just a one dimension of a business. And how many shopping centers do we have in the small country already? The facilities that Mr. Tal, the Gambian, was to provide was more beneficial to the Gambian economy, was more beneficial to the tourism sector. And the amount of money he was ready to invest was more than what the Indian man was ready to invest. But they denied the Gambian the opportunity to invest in our own country. Ahmad, why is this important? This is not about being xenophobic. This is not about anything else. But we have to be realistic and understand that every country have to empower their citizens, have to empower their citizens to participate in that economy. Why is that important? Ahmad, if a Gambian becomes a millionaire or a billionaire, the profits and investment continue in the Gambia. If an Indian, Chinese, Turkish, Moroccan becomes a billionaire or a millionaire through our economy, they have hold in our economy. And the other thing is they don't care much anything else they have. They take the profits to their country. And
that's a fact.
Another point I want to raise here. Most of the Indians, most of the Chinese, most of the Moroccans, most of the Turkish coming to Gambia, they are empowered by the government to come to the Gambia. They have a program. They have a program that the sovereign fund, they take their sovereign fund and put it in the Exim banks. You have Exim banks of China, Exim banks of India, and you have a similar bank in Turkey, you have a similar bank in Morocco, and so on. Now, they take their citizens and empower them by giving them loans and grants to go and establish business in developing countries in order to have share of that economy and raise profit, and that profit will be injected back to their economy. It's an economic development strategy. Why we will not do the same thing for our people? Why would we disadvantage our people for in interest of the foreigners? The only reason is because of the foreigners who are ready to bribe. Then something that some Gambians are not ready to do. Ahmad, if you ask most of the Gambian investors from the diaspora here, who have cultures and that they don't want to encourage bribery or any unlawful behavior in their business transaction, when they go to Gambia, they fail to find the investments or do their investments because of they refuse to do the bribery. And this government have proven, and Adam Barrow have proven, that they don't have the interest of the people. And what we have seen from when they come to power is they all accumulated wealth. Ahmad, every day evidence is coming out of properties owned by these bureaucrats. The corruption in everything is to benefit them, but it's nothing for Gambian people. Now, that's why I said it is time for Gambians to hold this conversation, that we need to do something seriously. We should not, Ahmad, we should not concentrate on petty talks, on distracting ourselves. But we should go for the major issues and have priority how we deal our issues to hold this government accountable and make sure we work together and in order to bring about the change that we fought for.
Yeah, thank you very much. Even me, I was not sure about the situations, but what is happening in the Gambia is really sad. I will run through some of the comments, then I will take I'll comment a little bit, and I will allow you to close this program. Musa Sumare said, next commission will be very interesting. A serious commission for that matter, Mr. Manjang. Take notes.
Tell him
Mariama Salah, a combination of... Yeah.
Tell him
Mariama Salah. We'll take them to court. Okay, Musa Sumare, you hear that? Ben is proposing commission might be a waste of time. Take them to court and lock them up. And Mariama Saleh say a combination of Barrow and Ahmad Ba will be catastrophic for the Gambia. What do you think? Okay, Ben, coming to self and foreign investment, this is something, Gambia in particular is a problem. And we've seen that even with our new constitution. Why getting a Kenyan when we have competent Gambians that can lead that constitutional review? And in this case, 12 million. If countries like where I am now, when I initially come to this country in 2012, if you have money, you can own a corner shop. But the laws changed since. Now, even a corner shop, you have billions. It doesn't care. If you are not a citizen, you have to go through a citizen. He will be your boss. You invest through a citizens. But Gambia, we've seen this kind of situation. A hardworking Gambian came with 72 million. And you have a foreign national with 16 million. But yet again, you give the foreign national, that kind of opportunity is just so heartbreaking. But when we have people who don't care anyway, they only care about their pockets. What do we expect? And finally, just quickly, I'm not sure if you have this information already. The Kanaji mineral is back again, that we have to pay them $21 million US. This is another mess Jammeh created we have to cope with. So the challenges facing Gambia is unbelievable. You can comment on that and close the program till next week. Again, once again, thank you very much for
this is the irony here. You see, this government have been corrupt and incompetent to the level, and now they're even trying to suppress our freedoms. Now to the level that you cannot tell whether we are in the Jammeh era or we are in a new era. Ahmad, why did I say this? I'm going to put evidence onto this. Ahmad, you see, for APRC to have the audacity to speak today, it's not. I'm not talking about they don't have the right. But for the rubbish and nonsense they talk about Jammeh and everything else, I'll tell you, it's because of the incompetence of this government and the corruption in this government. And not only the government, but the political establishment for that matter. They are incompetent because they have sanitized, because their behavior have sanitized the APRC in a way that they don't have this thing. What would have impacted, if they have done the right thing, APRC should have been educated by seeing what should be a Gambian government so that they can tell a difference. They can tell the difference because if they are slow to understand what the difference is, what you can do, you cannot tell them, you have to show them. And now, look at this irony here. Yes, but this is an evidence of Jammeh, what he led our country to. But Ahmed, we are still in the same dilemma. Do we know what is happening with the mining? What is happening with the same mining? And look at just 3 days ago, you published about what they wanted to do with Buffalo again, with the sand mine, sand dunes.
Ben, let me clarify that. You know that went through already. That went through already. They've started just thanks to our intervention and farmer drama sensitized the Buffalo community. What actually happened? This Babukar Jawara, that gun runner, went to geology. This Mr. Cham, the director of geology, just said, you go ahead. So when he was confronted that by the community, he said they have all the papers, and farmer said, okay, let them produce the papers. Once they bring the papers, you know what they did? 17 years ago, the lancing that was issued to Carnage Mineral, this same Carnage Mineral, Cham said that should be relevant. That should be, could you imagine that?
I'm telling you this. Direct action is the direct action is the answer to this. Let them. I'm calling that up. If anybody wants to see any company with destroy our, let's destroy their infrastructure. Once you destroy their infrastructure, they will not come to your area. That's the answer. I am calling for that. I'll call for that. Direct action is the answer. You see, this is the same thing I'm talking about now. Why did that Babukar Jawara, whatever, have the audacity to do these things? Because money is going to Barrow. When he's sponsoring Barrow's agenda. And why is the opposition not talking about this? Why is Parliament not talking about this? Parliament cannot still tell you what the contract is, how contract was signed. And now the same Parliament is talking about other frivolous things. It's just disappointing. It's just disappointing. I cannot champion them. It's just disappointing. We Gambian people have to do something in order to bring about change.
Yeah, thank you very much. And on a final note, Leila Bin is a bit late today. Thank you, but welcome. He said, do not embrace foreign investment. It is very dangerous for your future national security. The people in any country must own the wealth of that country. Foreign investors enslave you to exploit your resources. Thank you very much, Leila. You come late, but that was brilliant. Ibi, thank you very much. You can always go back and watch the video. And our Jalo, you are right. Only care about the pockets, which is very sad. The corruption is too much. I think entire Gambia is convinced that there is corruption. Even Barrow can't understand there is corruption. So as you said, only direct action. That's why the case of Madi Jobate is very, very important. Barrow is trying to test our resolve and his handlers. How far I can go with these people. If he succeeds, he's going to push again. I think this is where, the shit have to stop. Thank you, and I appeal to you to share the video, please, so that you can get as many people as you can. Inshallah, I'll be back, with Ben again next week. And on Monday, our programs will continue. Thank you very much. Tomorrow, inshallah, I'll be here on my own.
Great weekend. Thank you to you.
Thank you. We really appreciate it. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hello Gambia. Your television experience is about to be transformed to the next level. Enjoy amazing features with the new DTT decoder by XCAF. Watch television in high definition and excellent sound quality. Watch Gambian channels such as GRTS, QTV, Star TV, Paradise TV and MTA with one decoder, all for free. That's not all. For a monthly subscription of $510, you get 60 international channels from your favorite football leagues, news, African movies, telenovelas, cartoons, and much more. Get the decoder for $2,040, which comes with free installation, 24/7 customer and technical support all year round, and 1 month free subscription for only $510 thereafter. Get the decoder at XCAF Gambia, located at Hendon Court Building, former Dream Park, Senegambia, or through approved dealers. For more info, call 446-1060 or 446-1061. The world is at your fingertips with the XCAF DTD decoder.
Falindir balle bina sotola alka television jube nyameng Escaf Gambia ye DTT decoder kutamalle nati dameng alse GRTS QTV Star TV Paradise TV ani MTA be soto min na natalol anin kuma kangol be senearing lew andung ite fenjola DTT decoder akasan dalasi wuli fula ani dalasi tanani doronga andung ibe sola karikilina ye bantala bankol la channel jama jube andung ite kodi wo kodi jola ni lafita ka kontine ka min siata ye channel tan woro la jube katake ye subscribe wolom kari wo kari ibe dalasi keme lulu ani dalasi tan donne jola ise football league channelol be jube news African movies telenovela film dima balu musical ani cartoon pour dindingol alta DTT decoder sang Escaf la showroom mimbe Senegambia wotumo Dream Park be dame warang ila agentol minul be banko kan ali kumandi 446-1060 446-1061.
Fitness Center Body Max.
See the wine, I see fire for body. And if you follow me, go now, enjoyment go kill 'em. Baby girl, you bad, girl, the way you whine. I demand over you, girl. I demand over you, girl. Say you are my woman, my superwoman. I demand over you, girl. I demand over you, girl. Where see the wine, I see fire for body. And if you follow me, go now, enjoyment go kill 'em.
Moro mbijango bakandro
ko ngalla janna kibaro moy kalka sola bagaso wafi
e ka fontelle ko sola enterprise fo fendi nabe dendi sola la fannala la sola la bundala ndella ko do ko ke mole janka sola joran kendo natala dum min nata na ko fanandiya birin Gambia jam fo Gambia e bantala nga bagasol samba be ton ka do ku kendo be ke mo be ninga do ko ke momo ndi en ka sanji kilin garantie dilale nyin kama ko la do ko lanno so waran ni tema
bagasi falle
bagaso min bijay fofe nabe dendi sola la bundala la sola la fannala a bagaso sifa be bijay lightning and pumping system ndella fanan ko ke mole nimbe dendi na ko ni dandal ni kordal ka jiyo di alla nin ka lampo fana se ka di alla wo pompin wol be den nin gadinol nin ku kotan ni la ji ko ni la fama bela lightning wol dimbani ku kotan janna musola enterprise tin ko le kan
fam musola
fo fam be den ni sola la haajo la janna be loro
wato tenta bul baga solta
adum fana be ku fula la leje bunda fula fana be mbulle fal kabonan dami anin dula ba fula safonya America ni Europe na fal kabana wolta dum doron no mote min ka fenken do na te sola la baga sol kana te nyam banko kanja
abanda baga solta
ngata.
For more information, call 7171998. 7171998. Kunju Fitness Center Body Max.
Blessed with the mighty Atlantic Ocean, fertile agricultural lands, and a strategic geographic location that gives an opportunity for a lot of people to explore and get into the business. Gunjur and the Gambia at large has experienced numerous shutdowns when it comes to economy, and especially this COVID time. Please join us as we embark on a journey where we explore different areas of our business sector, from agriculture, fisheries, and small business enterprises. Gunjur Business is in short called Gunjur Biz. This will be a platform that we will use to explore different business opportunities, especially for young people. We'll bring you on Gunjur Online all the business topics that is related to financing, operations, marketing. And we will use this platform to invite experts from different sectors of the Gambian economy and give tips and have a broader analysis of the general business sector. This will give us an opportunity to be able to discuss in a broader detail how businesses are affected when it comes to our environment, our natural resources being exploited by other people, but also how we can tap into the opportunities and also access capital, which is very crucial for the success of the businesses. But not only that, we won't stop at accessing capital. You know what else we're going to do? It's about the little operational processes that are needed in our business culture to build up cultures that's going to be successful. And that's going to be, most importantly, what? It's going to be sustainable for the success of the business. So we can transfer wealth. We can also transfer skills from one person to another to be able to live in a community that is thriving, a community that businesses, private sector, individual businesses nurture entrepreneurship and reward them. So please join me every week on Gunjur Online as we delve into all these areas of discussions when it comes to business success. This is your host, Abubakar of Gunjur Online. Thank you for joining us, and I'll see you.
onon gambinaɓe mbimi joni kala ko fate fannu télévision do e nder leydi ndi oɗon wawi hebde ɗum no jiɗiɗon ni weltare e DTT décoda kesso pulmo escaf antani won de téléji gondi ɗo e nder leydi ndi ko wayno GRTS, QTV, Star TV, Paradise TV e MTA ɗiɗo téléji foof goni koye décoda goto te on jobata hen haydara mbimi minen escaf min kaɗani toon tan 1.5 lewru foof jobata keɓa caneluji 60 gondi caggal leydi ko wayno football leagues, kibaruji, African movies, telenovela, cartoons e goɗɗi tikoɗa men o no weeɓi ha no fewi ujunaji 250 tan jobata bandiraɓe kala caɗele ɗe keɓɗon ko minen garata min fewnano on ha moƴƴa te min kokkon lewru mo ganduɗa on jobata kadi kono so on lewru yewti mon kumiso yobde 1.5 lewru foof oɗon mbawi hebde décoɗa men ɗi to Escaf Gambia, Hendon Court Building to Dream Park Sénégambia wonno walla kadi oɗon mbawi noddude men e 4461 060 walla 4461 061 mbimi bandirabam so tawi koye Escaf DTT décoda o joguiɗon aduna o foof woni koye nder juuɗe mon.
ni ngeen di seetaane télévision mu ngi waaja soppeeku bu baax Escaf Gambia ñoo indi DTT décoder yu bees di ngeen ci am GRTS, QTV, Star TV, Paradise TV ak MTA te doo fay dara DTT décoder yi ñaari junni ak ñeent fukki dalasi rek la mooy jar teg ci dinañ la may lu toll ci benn weer di nga seetaan yeneen channel si biir àddina si te doo fay benn xaalis waaye boo bëggee continuer seetaan lu weesu juróom benn fukki channel da nga war a subscribe maanaam weer bu nekk di nga fay $50 rek nga seetaan football leagues yépp ci àddina si news African music telenovela film yu neex music cartoon pour xale yi ak yeneeni channel kon nag gaaw leen na gaaw jënd DTT decoder sa Excaf showroom ba ca Sénégambia fi Dream Park nekkoon mbaa seeni agents yu nekk ci biir réew mi call leen 446 1060 446 1061 ak DTT decoder addina bi mu ngi si sa cati loxo yi.
Ima